Morning everybody, this is something of an experiment, so please feedback if it's any use at all. I'm going to try and look at a question here on mass media and popular culture. Thank you to Emily and Lucy for the mug from which today's coffee is being consumed. This question is really, obviously, popular culture are the cultural products of the society that are reaching a mass audience, so we could be thinking about very popular pop groups, films, TV and so on, and mass media is the forms of communication by which those popular cultural products reach the audience. So for example, a CD by a band would be an aspect of popular culture, and the way that reaches the audience is through things like radio, TV and so on and so forth. So it is quite a tricky question. I think when you've got one like this, the best bet is to take a theoretical approach and stick to going through each theory and what they would say about the issue in hand. So, for example, Marxism. Well, Marxism would certainly think that mass media does affect popular culture, and the effect that it has on it is to continue exploiting the proletariat and to brainwash them through the actual products that are being consumed. So that would be your point, really, that mass media does affect popular culture. To explain it, well, it's a way of brainwashing the working classes to make them think that the status quo is correct, and it's a way to exploit them in the position that they're in. The people that spring to mind as examples will be Gramsci, who said that the media used hegemony to spread Marx's ideas, to spread Marxist ideas, and they were gradually moved down to the working classes, and it made everybody feel, well, this is the right thing, this is how it should be. And so obviously the good example was soap operas and game shows, which tell us that this is how life should be and we should never question it or revolt. And Althusser agrees, really, and sort of talking about ideological state apparatuses and saying that this is, again, brainwashing us and making us accept the current situation. So obviously linking to the question, as I say, this does show that mass media has this effect on popular culture. It's a way of exploiting the working classes. Evaluating it would be pluralists who would say there's nothing to do with exploitation. This is purely giving people a range of products, that popular culture is just a useful thing, it's something for people to relax, it has a function, if you like, where pluralists and functionists link together. And, you know, it's just new ways have been opened up by the mass media to consume culture. Marxists obviously also say that the mass media turns popular culture into just a profit-making mechanism for the upper classes. So when we buy new forms of music, like on CD or download, when we've already got them on vinyl or whatever, or we buy a new iPhone and another form of mass media, it's continuing to make a profit for the bourgeoisie. Moving swiftly on, because I don't want to go on for ages and ages, postmodernists would be the other theory to really think about, who would suggest that the mass media, in speeding up of changes in the media, has affected popular culture. So as the new media has come in, that's led to a number of rapid changes in culture. Acts come and go all the time. It's an ever-changing cultural landscape. And someone like the Boys, for example, they have been able to use the new media so they can move their music straight into the public eye very quickly. You know, it comes and goes, and then quite soon after, a month later, that's disappeared, and then another record will come through. The main evaluation is obviously that culture has always developed in this way. I think the debate that we had about high culture, low culture, folk culture, culture is always changing. So the changes in the mass media at the moment are just another change, and obviously things will settle down. Things will always, things are never static. At sometimes there will be rapid change, and sometimes it will slow down. The other postmodernist view, I would say, would be from globalisation, and the mass media, again in terms of the new media, has led to culture becoming very, very diverse. So music, musicians, art, films take in all sorts of different influences from around the world to create the popular products. So popular culture now has extreme influence from globalisation through the mass media and the new media. Again, evaluating what's always happened. You know, cultural artists, popular artists have always used lots of different things to help them make their product. You know, their films have always drawn on different influences, pop music's always drawn on different influences, so perhaps it's not so new after all. Interactionists, you know, don't forget them. They would suggest that the mass media has led to more interaction between the artist and the consumer. Obviously things like Twitter enables people to go on there and interact with the artists, with the people who are producing these popular culture artefacts. So once again, I think the new media will be a good part of this, that the new media has affected how popular culture is used. Some people are either positive or negative about that. The Birmingham School, which was in the textbook, he did some questions on it. The Birmingham School are positive about this. They say the audience is able to participate. Things are actually made by the audience as a whole. It's not just an artist producing something. All the audience get involved as well. And if you remember, there was right-wing and left-wing critics of this. So right-wing critics said that all popular culture was very much a dumbing down of culture. It used to be very opera, ballet and so on, and pop music has dumbed it down for the audience, made them stupid. And the left-wing cultural critics, who had some links with Marxism, said also, you know, they kind of agree with Marxism really, that popular culture is just, again, brainwashing us and making us into, it's the new opiate of the masses. Okay, feminism would be worth mentioning, because obviously they would suggest that the mass media has made popular culture more patriarchal. Women are exploited for pornography in the new media. Women are exploited in most cultural products. Most film directors and so on are male. So feminism would obviously, as you could imagine, be looking from that point of view at how mass media has affected popular culture. So there's quite a lot to write on this. It's quite difficult to organise. There is a mark scheme on this question from June 2010, which is on the AQA website. So have a look at that. Obviously there's 50 marks of knowledge up for grabs and 18 evaluation. But remember, AO2 is not just evaluation. All the things like using examples is application, which is AO2. So applying Coronation Street as an example for Gramsci's hegemony, application. Interpretation. If you take an interactionist point of view and say that that's saying that mass media has affected popular culture because there's lots of interacting going on and we all get involved with Twitter and Tumblr, for example, just pop that in there, then, you know, that is interpretation. And obviously analysis, if you are having some debate between Marxist and pluralist, in any essay, any 33 marker, that is analysis. So, you know, feel free to analyse. And then finally evaluation, if you think these studies, or if there's been a suggestion that these studies might be out of date, or not generalisable, not representative, not valid, etc., etc., make sure you make those points. So try and use lots of the dreams in there, try and get through all the theories on whatever topic you're involved in, and just get that nice balance between peel paragraphs and a really analytical essay as well. So that's that one done. Enjoy your day. Let me know if this is of any use whatsoever, and I might do another one. Okay, thank you very much.